Hey, what's up, you guys? It is Sydney here today, and we have a cool little speed build for you today. So, as I mentioned before in some of my other videos, I get a lot of my inspiration and just, I don't know, my layouts and ideas and stuff from a Sims Facebook group I'm in. Well, in this Facebook group, they posted this lot, I guess, and I believe it was like an apartment layout, technically, but it was posted in there. Someone asked for it to be made, and I just was like, you know what, it'll be cool, it'll be fun, and so I gave it a go. And I do believe this is like my third or fourth time trying to get the layout for it. I don't know what it is. When I look at a picture of a layout, I find it so much harder to make the layout because it's so easy to make it super big and like obnoxious, and then there's a lot of open space. But it's a lot harder to make it like actually fit in small, if that makes sense, I guess. But I ended up really loving how it turned out. The roofing, I can, kind of hit or miss. It's definitely something I need to practice on, is how I roof houses. But, we all grow and all that kind of stuff. I mean, the house itself was very square. And since it was, supposed to be an apartment layout, it obviously was going to have more of a square house, which makes things like roofing and other designs a little bit harder. But I ended up really, enjoying how it turned out. I like what I did with the little, paneling, not paneling, but, screening, sunroof kind of area. I don't know. I guess we'll see it when we get to it. But like I said, this part right here takes me the longest, the roofing. And I don't know, this whole house, I built it a while ago, probably a couple weeks ago, actually. So I don't really remember it 100%, but I do. So I don't know. I guess this is just me kind of watching it with you guys for the first time again, which is super exciting. No, I'm kidding. Well, not really, I guess. This is kind of me watching it for the first time in about 2 weeks. I do know I really do love how it turns out in the end. It just takes me a while to get there and figure out what I like and what I don't like. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say about it. There's just a lot of roofing details. But it is up on my gallery, just like all my other builds. I post on the gallery as soon as I'm done with the build, though it may take me a week or two before I actually get the build up here on YouTube. So make sure you're following me on the gallery. My origin ID is ofmisfitplays, so that way you are always, ahead of the game and have my builds and know what is going to be coming, which is really awesome. And recently, actually, just today, the day I am filming this, which is the 18th of April, I just got done streaming my part 2 of the Not So Berry Challenge, which I guess is technically a part 3, because I did an episode on YouTube. But, I guess my part 3 of my Not So Berry Challenge, and it went really well, I think. It was super crazy. So if you haven't been keeping up with it, a couple little spoilers, I guess, so stay tuned. Definitely watch my streams over on my Twitch, which is twitch.tv/ofmisfitplays, so you can stay up to date and know what's going on. And then I post my monthly YouTube videos to keep kind of, keep you a heads up about what is going on. But anyways, so in my stream that we just did this week, again, the 18th of April, so by the time this video goes out, it might be older, or it'll be a little bit farther behind. But anyways, our heir, Miss Spear Remington, just got married, and she eloped in her house in their pajamas. It was pretty romantic, I have to say. But basically, our heir ended up aging up into an adult kind of unexpectedly. I knew it was coming, but I wasn't ready for it. We didn't throw a party or anything. I just was grinding, and then all of a sudden she had aged up, which is really sad. But she became an adult. She was dating one of her coworkers who was an adult, and she aged up into an elder the same day. So we had this adult and this elder, and I was just very stressed. They ended up moving in together, and I didn't realize that her girlfriend had a daughter. So I go from having one sim in this apartment to having 3 sims. And so it was very stressful, and I wasn't ready for it. But we ended up getting promoted, I think once or twice. Her skill levels went up a little bit. So she is doing well in her career and moving up, which is awesome. We're doing really great. I believe she's level 6 or 7 now in the scientist career, so there's only a little bit longer to go. And I'm just, pushing forward. We're going to get her there. She is level 8 in both her logic and mischief skills, so we're almost there as well. The only thing she needs to finish for the mischief aspiration or public enemy or whatever it is her level 10. So we're almost have that one done. We're doing really well and it's going really great. So by the end of the episode, I had them get married and they just eloped in their house, just in their pajamas, just because I just wanted to get it done really quick. I wasn't, there are different storylines in the Not So Berry Challenge that involve them kind of, getting married and playing with romance and that kind of stuff. So I wasn't going to really worry about it too much with this generation. And then they adopted a little daughter. We named her Penelope. Super excited. I kept the Remington last name. I believe all of them are going to keep the Remington last name just to keep, the chain going. And I'm just super excited about it. It's going great. I'm not sure. Again, I'm recording this the 18th of April, so I'm not really sure what videos have come out or what's going to be coming out. But we do have, the Create a Sim video for them and their new household are going to be done. And I'm actually posting those on my Twitch and not on my YouTube. Now, I know, I said that I'd be posting those on YouTube, but I really wanted to take advantage of the Twitch video feeds, and I really just wanted to try that out. So any of my Create a Sims and build videos will be on my Twitch, whereas we still will do the monthly recaps here on YouTube. Again, I don't know when this is coming out, so you may or may not have known this already. I'm just kind of spitting facts and words and whatnot as we are building this house. So as you can see, I got the roofing figured out how I liked it, and I think it's really cool. It's a mixture of modern and I don't know. It's a lot of modern, but I think it looks really nice. And then we're doing some gardening. Again, I'm kind of working on my gardening. I don't really know what's good, what's too much, what's not enough. This house, I feel like I used a lot. Definitely a lot more than I normally did. But I don't know. I think it turned out okay. I do like it. I think it was pretty fun. And it's definitely super cool. I don't know. I think it was nice. It's a nice little house. I'm super excited to get into the actual decorating of the house, like my furnishing, because I really do love how this house came out furnishing wise. At first I was giving it kind of more of a modern, not modern, but I would say more modern, more country maybe, but I ended up changing it to more of an older kind of older vibes. I don't know. I ended up really loving it. I think it turned out really great. And I'm sorry, my voiceovers just are not that good. I don't really know what to talk about more than half the time. I'm just kind of winging it. And yeah, I don't know, guys. Please give me any comments, feedbacks, or suggestions down below. Would be really awesome. And while you're down there, don't forget to like and subscribe. And then click that bell to get my notifications. Right here, this is so iconic for me. I put those floor tiles down every time I have a bathroom or a laundry in a house. I love the vampire floor tiles, but I never use them. I can never find wallpaper I like to go with them, or sometimes they're just too loud, especially in little bathroom spaces. So as much as I try, I never actually get to use them in the build, though I will place them down every time I have a bathroom in a lot. But maybe one day I'll use them. They are my weakness because I love them. I think they're great, but I just don't know how to style them correctly. So right here, we are working on some wallpaper. I do end up changing some of the wallpapers a little bit, going with a little bit more of a traditional theme. There we go. That's what I was looking for earlier. A little bit more of a traditional theme later on, but I do really love how this house turned out. I love the colors. It was a really good one. I think it definitely was out of my comfort zone and not what I normally do and how I normally style homes. So it was really cool to do this and super fun. Speaking of going out of my comfort zone, recently I have been doing a couple build challenges. Like I said, I am in a lot of a lot of Sims Facebook groups, and a lot of times they post different challenges and all that kind of stuff. So I always try to take advantage of it because it kind of gets me out of my comfort zone and I'm forced to try something new. And it has been really fun and I've been really enjoying that opportunity. And so because of that, I've been doing a lot of different styles, a lot of different colors. And so I'm trying to bring that into my regular day sim building. So yeah, I hope you've been able to notice that they're not all the same, and it's, I'm trying to do different and new and fun things. Again, leave your feedback down below on what you think and how you think I could improve, what you think I should improve on, and all that kind of fun stuff. Right here we are working on the island. I was trying to make it, I know there's the islands where the whole entire thing is bars and you can put bar stools around it, and I don't really like that look 100%. But it just kind of had to work that way, and it ended up working that way, which is totally okay. Right here, I'm going to be making a little coffee station. I think this is the cutest thing ever. When I saw the house, or like the image, I guess, of the layout, and I noticed that little indent for like its own different like part of the kitchen, I was like, this is perfect for like a little coffee corner, like little coffee and so I add a lot of, the coffee clutter items, a little bit of a tea kettle, just to kind of give it that vibe. Obviously, all you can use over there is the coffee machine. And personally, in my own games, I don't use them that often, just because your sim only drinks 1 cup, then they have the whole pot, and it doesn't really get their energy up enough, at least in my opinion, and then the pot goes bad and you have to clean it, and it's just a mess. Though I will put it in my builds every now and again for aesthetic reasons. Same reason, or same idea with the, the microwave. I don't put that in all my builds just because I think it's a little bit of a hassle getting your Sims to use it, and it just takes up too much space on the counter. I think it's kind of ugly, so I don't use it that often, but if I have a big enough kitchen, I will. Just like in my Not So Berry challenge, I put in a coffee machine and the microwave because they did come in like a mint green color, so obviously it fit the aesthetic of the house, so I had to put it in. I mean, I had no other option, right? Anyways, we are only 11 minutes into this video, and 1, I already don't really know what else to talk about, and 2, we really haven't gotten that much done other than the kitchen, which I end up changing later on. And end up changing like this entryway. That's crazy. I worked on this. I think all in all, it was like a 4-hour build. Most of the time when I do a build, I work on the layout and the exterior of it, and then I come back maybe a couple hours or the next day and I do the rest of the build. So it tends to make them a little bit longer, I feel. But it's just crazy to think that we are now, I guess, almost 13 minutes into the video, and so much of this is already going to change, which, I don't know, it's crazy. And we have a long pause here. So at this point right here, actually, there we go. I was looking for the cheat to get these little envelopes to put on there, because it's like they drop their envelopes like when they enter the house, and I didn't realize that there are ones that were in-game that you can just purchase that you didn't have to like get the cheat related ones. So that happened. I've kind of felt stupid. I think I end up using like the normal ones and not the cheat ones because I was like, well, I have that option, so I might as well. But yeah, so the house itself is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath with a laundry room. A lot of my builds recently, or not, I would say a good amount of my builds recently have had laundry rooms or outdoor laundry areas, just because the house has the space for it. And since I have been going off of pictures I've been seeing, they have laundry rooms in them because most houses nowadays have laundry rooms in them. So because of that, I have been adding the rooms to the houses just because, I mean, there's already the space there, so might as well. Though personally, I do not play with laundry gameplay because I think it's a little too hard. I just don't like it. It's a little too much for me. I don't want to deal with it. I already have enough time dealing with my Sims. I don't need to deal with doing their laundry. Though, maybe that'll change later on. I do not know. Later today, maybe I have a couple voiceovers to do today, so I don't know if I'll get to it, but definitely tomorrow. I have to upgrade my Not So Berry home. Like I was saying earlier, there is now 4 Sims that I am taking care of, and we are living in a 1-bedroom apartment. Now, it is a really big apartment, and I can easily make it like a 2 or a 3-bedroom to fit all of my Sims, but for the purpose of the challenge and for the purpose of these Sims, I don't want to do that because I really love my apartment and how it looks and how it tells her story of when she started and where she was. And so I don't want to ruin that by expanding it and adding rooms and any of that kind of stuff. So we are going to be buying a house, I believe. I don't know. I'm on the fence about whether I want to build a house or build a nicer apartment. Because if we go into like what the Rose generation, which is generation 2, she kind of like had more of an uppity life, and she ends up living in the city anyways. So I'm kind of like thinking about maybe getting her a penthouse, or moving my whole family into like more of a penthouse, like maybe just a bigger, nicer 2-story apartment, and then going from there and letting her live in a nicer apartment later on. You know, she gets money from her moms and all that kind of fun stuff, but it's a lot of just storytelling and figuring out what I want to do and what I want to say. So right now, yeah, we're kind of getting to the actual theme of the house that I liked and what I was going for, which is a little bit more on the traditional side. You will notice, I think a lot of it had to do with, in the picture, they had a desk there, and I didn't really like the look of it. I couldn't find a chair that I felt suited it. And so I ended up taking a lot more of this nicer modern away and make it a little bit more country, traditional kind of looking. And I really love how it turned out in the end. I think it was really great and just super homey feeling. We were able to get a lot in this little space. The only thing I don't like is when we get to the master bedroom. It's not my favorite room. It wasn't giving me the vibes I wanted to. Oh, actually, this is only a 2-bedroom house. Oh, wow. There was another build I did that was a 3-bedroom, which I guess I will be recording the voiceover for later if it hasn't gone out already. My bad. But I did another apartment. It's technically an apartment layout, but it made it a house, and that one was a 3-bedroom. But I'm just a ditz, and I wasn't really paying attention. And like I said, I built this a couple weeks ago, so I kind of forgot a little bit as to how it goes. But we do end up removing these couches as well. I like them. I think they're nice, but it wasn't something that suited what I was going for. And we do end up changing the kitchen table right there and the rug. We kind of adjust that a little bit and make it a little bit more country. And we really, like I said, we changed just about everything. Like, nothing stays the same from where we started at, just because, I don't know, I came back. This is my 3rd time coming back to the build, so I feel like that has a lot to do with it as well. You know, when you leave and come back, you get different ideas. You step away and you get to look at it with a different eye, and then just everything kind of changes. And so that's what happened with this build. Though, again, I love how it turns out in the end. It was really worth it. That is one of my biggest tips when it comes to building in The Sims, is to step away and just think about it or try something new and all that kind of fun stuff. Because if you're just sitting there grinding for so long, trying to build and trying to knock a house out, you're not going to love it. But if you build until you're content, or build until you have a block, then leave and come back. Because that's going to be the most helpful way to create a house that you love, is to always come back or leave and come back. That kind of thing. That's just good with, I feel like, all activities, is to leave it and come back to it, you know? You can't just sit there and let your brain just kind of mess with it for too long. It's just not good for you. And so I always believe, in just leaving and coming back. Now, the only thing I would do different in this house is that it is a very black and white theme. I probably would have added a little bit more color, but I don't know. Or at least change the little laundry room, because I feel like that doesn't fit with the rest of the house. There's just little pieces that I feel like don't 100% go with the whole entire house, but I love how it turns out in the end. Like I said, I'm really proud of it. I think it was a great house. I was really excited to go out of my comfort zone and try these different layouts and different designs. Like this little nook to go into the bathroom and the bedroom, that is something I never would have done in my own kind of build, or would have thought about using an archway to have a little hallway like that. And now I've been using that technique in multiple builds of mine. So I just really love, branching out and trying those things, because then you find different styles that you really love or you really like. And right now we're just working on the bathrooms. This is the most boring part of any house that I make. I have no idea how to decorate a bathroom. 85% of the time, they look generally the same, because I'm not a huge fan of bathroom decorations. I can't do it. Right here, we put in a little vanity, which I think is so cute. I loved having like this open closet, like a walk-in closet, I guess. And then adding this little vanity, I thought it was just perfect. It just added to the house so much. It added to the character. It added to the sim itself. Like, when you put a sim in this household, she's obviously going to be a little bit more on the girly side. She's going to have all of these items to help her. And just like the aesthetic of it, I feel like was really nice and really homey and very realistic of sorts. I've known houses like that, where they have that walk-in wardrobe, they have that little vanity area. And so I think it turned out really great. And this bedroom was my favorite by far out of both of them. I loved how this one turned out. It was one that I liked a lot more. One thing I will say though is that I put a cheaper computer in this room, thinking that I was going to put a computer in the other bedroom, and I ended up not. So that was a mistake. There is a really cheap, was that not this build? I know that I didn't use a computer that I would have normally used, just because I was like, oh, I'm going to put another one in, like this one doesn't have to be nice. But to each their own. When I think about this house and how I decorated it, I do think of maybe an older family, like two parents that are close to being elders and a adult or a young adult sim living there. So the daughter just hasn't moved out yet. She has two older parents and she's just staying there with them and just hasn't found it necessary to move out and live her own life and do her own thing yet. Or I also kind of see it as two different young adults living together, like maybe they're friends, or they're trying to save money, so they're living together in a share home. So those are the kind of vibes that I get from this place. And then I was kind of going for was that it's either a share home where we have two young couples living here, or just two young sims, or it was kind of more of an older parent with their older child as well. So we only have a couple minutes left in this video, and I've been rambling and probably not making too much sense and just kind of spitting out a whole bunch of words. And so I'm actually going to leave you guys here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know down below what you think of this video, if you love it, if you hate it, if you want to see more like this, if you don't ever want to see me build anything like this again, just let me know down below in the comments. And don't forget to follow all my links in the description. And I will see you guys next time.